Hey, Noxie here, and I thought I would bring my video outside today to talk about how to recharge yourself in Mother Gaia's energy. So I'm outside in a winter coat and some tiny shorts. I'm always underdressed under my clothes because I started really overheating when I started doing yoga regularly when I was 18. It changed the way I dressed. I'm suddenly always hot. I've only been cold when I've been connected to energies that, like recently, that were of a much lower vibration and that were actually drawing on my energy unbeknownst to me in a way that was so toxic, because I've been through narcissistic abuse. I've been through so many things, but recently I met somebody who is basically not themselves anymore, and yet is a very prominent soul on my soul's journey, but they've almost like abandoned ship when it comes to their vessel, their vehicle of light, their body. I'm hearing their delicious body, their magical Egyptian body. So I'll introduce myself very quickly before jumping into the topic, which you'll know already by the title. I'm a psychic and medium, as well as a writer, an actress, and just artist. I sing, I dance, I paint. I'm going to be bringing my artistic gifts together with my mediumship abilities, and in order to draw on Source's power to help us all heal and ascend. I got mandated today to come outside and to talk about how important it is to hang on to your vessel. Now, the way in which you can lose control of your vessel is by subscribing, I don't know, to values and morals that are not truly yours. So basically, let's say you're a very grounded, earthy, kind of a wild soul type personality, and then you're born into a family that's all about appearances, and people really want to make money because of their own trauma, and then they transfer this new kind of trauma down to you, that you're not allowed to be yourself, and that whoever you are is too much, or it's bad, or it's weird, and then that somehow de-evolves or ascends into another version of illness and meanness and I don't know what else for the next generation. And we have to realize at some point that in the first instance, people who come to Earth come here with a certain tool set, like a package. You kind of have like a briefcase of knowledge, of energies, of blessings, of truths, of challenges also that you've chosen alongside your spiritual team. We choose all our obstacles and our challenges for ourselves. So if you're really not happy with your life, you need to sit back and wonder why it is that you don't feel that you're getting anything from what's happening to you. Because even if it's bad, there should be something you can draw from it. And if you can't, then chances are you're probably not that in charge of what's happening. So ego can be driving your life. I always say ego is not to be banished. It's simply just to be repositioned into the passenger's seat. It can be front passenger, shotgun. Go ahead, ego, go. But I drive. We'll talk about that in another video, definitely. But the big thing with not letting other energies that are of lower frequency or just not aligned with whatever you are, because we are all uniquely different. Throat chakra, go crazy. This is like I'm saying it to myself. We are all uniquely different for a very good reason. And when everybody tries to be the same, so everybody wants money and cars and big houses and fame, and like that toxic fame too, like people are not looking to just, like I'm always baffled by how famous people don't know how to give themselves a break, don't know when to remove themselves from being in front of the camera. It's quite like disturbing to observe, but it's something that we've been taught to chase and to idolize and to think that is interesting, and it isn't. So what a cutie. You'll lose control of your vessel when over and over and over again you betray your own soul. When you find yourself studying whatever you're studying at school for other people or to prove something to somebody. You're working this job to prove your worth, to prove that you can be consistent, to prove that you can make money. As long as the goal is not you surpassing yourself, as long as it's not about you and yourself, if it's about you proving something like that to someone, that's such a negative energy that what's going to happen is not going to be good. And even though you've put in all this work, you're not going to get the rewards because you're not doing the right thing for you. You need to do what works for you. Now, this reminds me, I had a separate channel that I recently killed off, and I had this channeling from Kobe Bryant and from Gigi Bryant. I was led there by Prince, so I work with a lot of these kinds of souls that I call super souls. They belong to a very specific club of energy, and they help me heal and learn through them, and that's what I want to bring to you guys. So his big message to me was do what works for you, because then you don't have to do all the work yourself. And that's literally what I'm trying to do here. I've been really pushed into mediumship and clairvoyance and anything like that for the past few years, and now I'm being told step back and talk about your experience. So I've never lost in this lifetime my vessel to an entity entirely, but I know that this is something that happens like in moments where I've gotten too drunk. But for some other people, like who have certain mental illness and stuff like that, that's what's happened in their case. And I want to give a shout out really quickly to one of the readers who told me to come outside today. Welcome to my channel. Yeah, Lunar Eclipse Tarot, aka Kelly. And also there is a goddess energy as a tarot reader who's really helping me right now. She's one of the only ones who talks about entities and the fact that some people are inhabited by them. And recently I had an experience with somebody who came into my life, seemingly a soulmate, seemingly the partner I've been manifesting for certain business ventures. And as soon as they came in, a bunch of awful things started happening to me. And then I felt really drained, and then I got really sick, and then I lost my favorite pet, and then an accident happened, and then a few weeks later another accident happened, and then another accident happened. And I was like, I'm sorry, but the only new factor element I see in my life is this person. So I had to step back and evaluate them outside of my lens of I love everybody and everybody's redeemable. Yeah, they are, but not within this lifetime necessarily. Like there's some souls that even if you have a strong affiliation to them, you have to understand they've done rituals, they've sold themselves in past lifetimes, and like they're still sold. Like they're not them, they're not there, like nobody's home kind of energy. And those are people, again, when you choose to like sell yourself or to ultimately it comes back to you undermining yourself because you undervalue yourself. Usually individuals who've like suffered a lot of trauma and stuff like that, and then they just don't know how to protect their energies. I'm gonna let these people pass by. I'm actually so happy about how I angled this because I can't see anyone. It's fantastic. So yeah, those people come back with karma to pay, where they can't fucks with you if you stayed on your path of light. How do you stay on your path of light? Is you maintain your connection to Mother Nature. You respect the environment. You actively think about her. How should I protect her? How do I affect her on a daily basis? That's important to you. You've learned to work with different herbs, different scents, different elements, meaning stones, and then teas, and then foods, and dance, and exercise, sex, and manifestation. You've learned all these different things to keep yourself sustained without giving into greed, without trying to be like a cutthroat asshole in this world that nobody needs. You've learned that magic is real, and you believe in it, and you believe that light and love always wins. That's how you hang on to your vessel. If you're somebody who's very negative, even if you just just say a lot of negative things about yourself. You're just really not nice to yourself. You're not good to yourself. You're opening up your vessel to abuse by other entities, because when you're bad to yourself, you lower your vibration. And then when you're good to yourself, you have to be hyper good to get out of the fact that as soon as your vibration lowers a bit. So again, this could be by, I'm going to say illicit drug use, but it's not that. I don't think any drug should be illegal because people are still doing them. I think that it's just about, does that drug really vibrate with you? Look at the weird sound this car is making. Number 4 on the car, angel numbers. So like, talk to your angels even before you do substances. There are a couple of angels you can talk to who help you make good decisions. And Gabriel, Michael, Jophiel, Raphael, and Zadkiel, to name a few. So I'll talk about angels and stuff here eventually, obviously, too. I really am excited to share all my knowledge and all the content that's bubbling up in me with you. I'm really handing myself over to spirit and just trusting and releasing, because I have thought that there had to be this one way of doing things. I also was almost surrendering my vehicle, but in a business capacity, but I could see how it was throwing me off balance. Like, you could see it on my social media. I was posting a lot and I wasn't doing it for me. Part of it was, yes, I was expressing myself. Part of it was, I've been holding on to this idea since 2014 of like, okay, prove you can be a content creator. Prove that you're worthy enough. Prove your worth. When you think you have to prove your worth, then you're around the wrong people. Because as soon as you know what you are and who you are, and the people around you are just not fucking with that, just keep evolving. You're going to get to your circle. You may just be a super something, but please do not de-evolve. Don't give in to their crap. Don't give in to temptation. Don't lower your vibration. Don't make yourself smaller to fit in with people like this who make you feel uncomfortable most of the time. You'll know that something's really off with your vessel and with probably the people around you and stuff, just based on how you feel. If you get that anxiety right here between the heart and the sternum, then you have to evaluate what's giving you that anxiety. Why are you going there? Why are you doing that? I've gotten that sense of anxiety with friends. I've gotten it with Instagram recently. So I just got off the platform for a few hours, just for a day or something. Just stop. Don't post. I reevaluated how I do everything in the past 2 weeks, and it's been the hardest thing to sit back and be like, you know what? Your habits are not conducive to the level of success that you want. You're working. You're showing that you can do it. Some people I'm hearing are even showing off, and some people are just showing up, and they're like, why am I not getting my desired results? Well, who are you doing this work for? Because if it's not for you, then you're not going to get your desired results. It has to be really for you. You're living your life. In English, we capitalize that when we're writing. You're the most important person in your life. So you make sure you hang on to yourself. Otherwise, you're going to lose clarity in your third eye. You're going to lose access to the light that's supposed to feed your crown. We'll talk about so much more, but I'm gonna cut that video right there. I hope that there was some interesting information in there for you. If you feel at a loss right now in life, if you feel like you're about to cut off a lot of people, or like you really wanted to or something, write a list of your true values. What matters to you in the world? What do you want to achieve? Why? What were your childhood dreams? Why were those your dreams? Where did you get that from? Some of our childhood dreams, it was the wrong thing to hang on to. For a long time I was saying I want to be a psychologist. I just want to figure out why the fuck, like, my family dynamics were so messed up. I didn't really want to treat people in that way my whole life. I think I'll go into it in another way, but you have to be honest about what you really want and what you truly deserve. But then also think about, because, you know, like, again, I'm getting this thing about fame. So a lot of people are like, I want fame, right? A lot of us just want to be recognized for the person that we are and admired for just being. Fame is not necessarily the route. That's a message for some out there. Lots of kisses, lots of light to you. Big grounding hugs. Make sure you get outside. You get barefoot if you can, and enjoy the warming of the weather. If you're in a part of the world that's getting warmer right now, go make the most out of any moment that you can, even if it means wearing a winter coat over your very skimpy pajamas. We're cutting the video here. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, even LinkedIn, and TikTok, but I don't post there anymore, and other platforms. So follow me, Noxie Ultimate, everywhere. Take care. Bye bye.